Did you get the storm yesterday?
Yeah, we got it. It was
A little bit?
a little bit. It comes
Yeah.
through very quickly, but
Yes.
we didn't get any hail, but yeah, quite a bit of rain and the wind. Yeah.
I think it was very localized. It only, I think Karina had it. That Karina was the suburb that had it the worst.
Yes. My daughter works in Peru, and she said there it was pretty bad as well.
Yeah, it was very short-lived. It was a quick burst. Any programs for the weekend? Any plans for the weekend?
No.
Okay, you don't need to water the gardens because the rains here.
Yes.
Yes. Tomorrow they're forecasting rain, but it's mainly in the afternoon or evening. So morning is still sunny.
Yeah.
Some of my friends are going for a bushwalk, but Karawata Forest. Do you know where that is?
No. And do you have hobbies and things to do, Chris? Or?
Yes, I play table tennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I will do that tomorrow evening. Yeah. And it's indoors, so that's good.
Yes.
That's my little bit of activity for exercise. And what do you do for exercise? Walks and walks.
Many years ago, I used to do
Walking, yes.
knee injuries and
Walk in the early mornings or evenings when it's cooler, when the sun is not as harsh.
Yes.
How many years were you in China?
On and off for maybe close to sort of 8 years, but I used to go for 3 months and then I'd come home and then I'd go back for another 3 months. So
Were you what sort of work were you doing?
I was a lecturer at
And you taught in English?
Yes.
So they must be of a particular standard to be able to in those that take your classes.
Yeah, so the universities I taught at all had foreign university partner programs in the United Kingdom and some in Australia. But what I used to find was I used to probably have close to 100 students. I'd say 30 of them, their English was very good. 30 they could manage, but then there were some that they didn't want to go overseas to finish their studies, and their English was not very good, and that was one of the challenges I had in teaching. So yeah, a bit of a mixture.
Did they have the exams in English or
Yes,
Chinese? In English, yeah. All right. And I wonder why they would, if they didn't plan to go overseas, why they would take up the course in English rather than Chinese.
Well, see, I taught my subjects in English, but they also had the Chinese teacher subjects. So most of their course was in Chinese, but for some reason, and maybe related to the foreign partner program, there would have been maybe in the course that I was involved in, there would have been 3 or 4 units that were in English. But they had to pass them to.
They pass them, yeah. So they know they can't speak very well, but they may read and read better.
Yeah, I found the writing was the biggest problem they had.
Right, yeah.
And the thing I learned very, very quickly was that they used to start learning from a very, very early age, but it was not conversational English.
That's right. Yeah, it's very focused on theory and
Yes.
learning the grammar and learning the vocabulary.
Yeah. And I think personally, I would have preferred that they were able to have more of a conversation, because in some of the subjects I taught, I didn't worry about the grammar. Grammar, I always understood what they were trying to say, but that's just the way the system was.
I think they might be changing a bit now. They know that a lot of the students, when they come out of school after learning English for many years, they can't use it.
No.
And they forget about it after a while.
They do.
Because you can't use it and you're not reading again. If you use it, at least you can just don't have to rely on books and things like that.
Yeah.
But the other thing, not only that they can't speak it, they can't understand a lot of what native speakers say as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
it was probably the biggest challenge in teaching in English. And as I said, but there was always this core group, and they were the students who wanted to go overseas, because see what they do 3 years of their degree in China, they do the United Kingdom for 1 year, or Australia, and they would get 2 degrees. So there was always this core group who were going to do that. The parents had the money, they were going to do that. So their English was always pretty good.
Yeah, they were motivated.
They were very motivated.
So they will seek out various opportunities to speak it and practice it. And
exactly. I used to go to the library every day for an hour after lessons, and many of them would come, but they just wanted to have the English conversation.
Oh, okay. So you catered for that as well.
I did. It was more, do you have any questions about what we learned today? But many of them just really wanted to come to have a conversation, which was fine with me.
A conversation around the topic that they studied, perhaps. Yeah.
They did have English teachers as well. So a lot of them did attend English classes as part of the program.
And did you pick up any Chinese when you were there?
Only a little bit. I do regret not learning more, but probably enough just to go to a restaurant and order a meal. But what I found was that there was always a couple of the foreign teachers who their Chinese was pretty good, and their Mandarin specifically. And I always managed to get good. I always managed to get by, because I went to a restaurant. They always had pictures on the wall, so you could always just point to something anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, I never had any problems at all getting around. And I found the people very friendly, so it was pretty good.
Which part of China?
Maybe in a city called Jinan, which is in Shandong province.
Oh yes, Jinan is the capital of Shandong. Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very nice. I liked it there. I also taught in Dalian.
Dalian. Oh, that's Kunming. Is it Dalian in? There might be a few Dalian.
Dalian's up on going up north on the north.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, Dalian. And also Changsha.
Changsha. Yeah.
I love the food in Changsha.
That's more in inland.
It's going down south It's Hunan, I think.
Yeah, Hunan. Yeah, Hunan. Yeah. Okay, we are done. You can slowly sit up now. Yeah.
All right.
Slowly sit up first. Get your balance before you hop off.